Y'all niggas got me hot. Yeah.
Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Yes, you're now tuned into the Rare Podcast. And of course, I'm your host with the most, NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. And of course, I'm always joined by my lovely co-host. Bro, introduce yourself.
Hello, it's Jixon.
Hi guys, it's Shona.
And Ashley will be on her way. She will be here very soon, you know what I'm saying? But let's get right into it. Let's get into the topic of conversation. Blue therapy. Is it fake? Is it real? Let's get straight into it. Because basically what I saw online is that the therapist, Denise, is an actress. She's got a whole LinkedIn. She's got a whole LinkedIn page. Like, she's a real actress. There were clips of her, you know, acting in different stuff, circling online. Her name is Denise Waterman on her LinkedIn page. So people are questioning the validity of blue therapy. So let me ask my co-host, what do you think? Do you think blue therapy is real, or do you think it's 100% fake, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I feel like it's somewhere in the middle. I feel like, yeah, they have an actress, so it gives it a little fake part of it. But I feel like it's based off real life events because, well, when I first watched it, I thought it was fake because there's no way a man talks to a girl like this. But now I'm watching it and seeing actual emotions like that. If you're a really good actress, well, this shit is real.
I don't think it's real. I don't know how it can be, because you're telling me that the therapist is an actress, but everything else is real. That doesn't make sense.
But Paul and Chioma seem to have a relationship.
But how does it make sense? So the people, the couples that are on it are real, but that therapist is an actress.
Because sometimes you want to get like real life actions, but obviously, okay. So for example, let's say it's a school setting. You can hire a teacher. I don't mean they're a real life teacher, and then obviously the students are real because it gives you the real authenticity of it. It has the authenticity. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. Like, how can you have a fake? But at the same time, some psychologists, firstly, they might charge a lot of money for their sessions, and plus they're going to be on TV. They might not want that.
Yeah, plus because I said this last podcast, but I know with like most therapists, like there's confidentiality. Like they by law they have to like keep things within the therapy session. Excuse me. So if only like they're only allowed to disclose information if it's like illegal activity or something like that's endangering yourself or endangering the public, innit? So that's where I kind of raised my eyebrows. But when I saw the therapist was fake, that's when I was like, oh, is the show fake? But then Paul and Chioma specifically, because I don't know the other couple until the show, Paul and Chioma seem to have an actual relationship outside of the show. So is it a situation where they're coming onto the show, they have a script, or is it a situation where they're genuinely having this relationship problems, but it's only the therapist that's fake?
I think it's that.
You think it's that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But either way, I can't lie. The conversations that have been had on the show, regardless of the authenticity of it, have been quite interesting. So I think there was a conversation in the most recent episode about Choma cooking for Paul, in terms of she likes to cook African food and he's not eating it, and that led me to the idea of how important is like culture when it comes to dating. Like, could you date someone that has like doesn't necessarily vibe with your culture? Could be the same culture, could be a different culture. Like, somebody doesn't have, let's say, Sean, the Caribbean. Somebody doesn't have an appreciation for like Caribbean food or whatever. Could you make that situation work, or is that a situation where no, you're very in tune with your culture and the partner that you're with has to be involved?
I think one of the reasons why your partner did like you and want to get to know you is because of your culture as well, your background, of course. So if I'm in a relationship and my partner doesn't want to be eating, like, let's say, Nigerian food, like pounded yam, goosey soup, all that stuff, jollof rice, the basic, I will look at them and like, yo, we can't just be cooking British food or whatever country you're from, or just normal food every single day. Sometimes I do want to cook my cultural food. So it does get like that. So I understand where Chioma's coming from, and is the guy Nigerian himself. So that doesn't make sense to me. So you're Nigerian yourself, but your girl is out here cooking what you people eat back home.
But his point was because of his like he's a fitness person, and you can't be a hypocrite now and not eat shitty food. But no, I'm not saying food shitty. I didn't mean. I just meant to say unhealthy food, like with high oils, isn't it?
In terms of your
diet, even for me, like as a Caribbean, yeah. There's certain things I don't put any more in my food because I just know it's not good for my health.
But I get that, but it's like at the same time you can still go on a diet and still eat.
No, I can't say that, but that's I don't. Maybe I misheard what Chioma said, but Chioma said that if you change it up, then that's not the way it is. But I find that you can change it up because even my uncle and auntie, like my uncle was Caribbean, my auntie's Nigerian and stuff. They actually make really healthy food, and from there, like I think they use quinoa. Rice, I don't know if you the red quinoa, whatever it is, yeah. They use that to make the jollof, and it was really, really nice. Okay, maybe it's not jollof rice, but still like jollof whole thing, and they use quinoa, and it's really nice. Like, just different. But there's ways about it. So really, truly, they should learn to compromise. And also, him telling her to make him the food. Firstly, if you want to plain food, make it yourself.
See, that's what I don't understand. You're out here saying that you don't want to eat the type of food that she's cooking because of your fitness coach and all that rubbish.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if you know what you want to eat and you don't want to tell her, make it yourself.
Yeah.
We are at a stage where we can all cook.
Yeah.
We should know how to cook.
Well, he said,
so,
I'm a cook. The whole family know I'm a good cook.
Okay,
if you're a good cook, then cook for yourself.
I don't understand that, but at the same time, it's like I just still think you should be able to eat. Like, let's say if she makes pounded yam for one day, come on, the worst he could do will give you a little belly and put you to sleep.
I was understanding where he was coming from until he started mentioning, what if my clients see me eating jollof? What if my client?
Like,
I'm like, where's your client gonna see?
Because basically he was like, what if I bring a client to the house and he sees you listening to Wizkid and cooking palm oil, and I'm like,
no, that's bad, man.
And I'm like, okay, this is the part where it's kind of sounded like you're denigrating your culture. It kind of sounds like you're pushing your culture to the side because it doesn't fit in within the rest.
Oh no, he definitely did. Don't you remember him saying, we're in London now, like cut all that. Pardon? Just because we're in London does not mean nothing. You still can keep your cultural shit the same. Like,
please,
I'm so sorry.
You see the top music right now, all Afro beats, Afro swings, black people making music. So what do you mean cut stuff out?
Top music?
Yes, in the UK. What are you trying to say? What, Caribbeans?
I didn't say anything.
Big up, let's
be realistic. Right now,
Afro beats is killing it.
Afro swing, Afro beats,
100%.
It's killing it. I didn't say in the world.
In the UK,
we know what you be listening to more. We know you be listening to Afrobeats more.
I actually don't.
Yes, you do.
I have to be very drunk. Oh, that sounds bad. No, I don't listen to Afrobeats that much. Like, it gives me a good mood, yeah, but I don't even listen to Bashment that much either. I listen to neo soul, so
okay.
None of that is even my category anymore. Like, if anything, I listen to soca. That's hypes me up. Like, when you're in a shitty mood, soca is the one.
I can't lie. You see,
lift your
soca.
spirits.
I'm very ignorant when it comes to soca. Whoa.
I'm playing.
Because you see, with Bashment, like, I've been cultured in Bashment somewhat, but I need to experience soca. But anyway, back to the conversation.
Yeah, blue therapy.
Huh?
Yeah,
back to blue therapy. But I just feel like Paul was pushing aside a lot of the African heritage because for the sake of the appearance of his clients, the clients will understand. So what?
Hey, can I even say something though? Can we do? Okay, I know that the food was nice, whatever, yeah, but I've never had someone tell me that they bought pasta bake to Christmas dinner.
Someone bought pasta bake to Christmas dinner?
That's what I said. That's what Chioma said. She bought pasta bake. And yes, everyone ate it up here, but man said pasta bake. That's a really like weekday school time food
for Christmas dinner.
I hope I heard it wrong, but I'm sure.
I hope that was just her little contribution to
that. Was her contribution. That was her contribution. But still,
I can understand. But
who brings pasta bake to?
That's not something to brag about. You know what I'm saying? That's just something you put on the table and you leave it.
Yeah,
you don't advertise that.
You know what? Throughout the whole episode, I was just like, bless this girl so much.
Yeah.
What, Choma?
Yeah, just bless her. Because how you putting up with such a I understand even though I'm bold, I understand when people say bold men are evil. Because what kind of wickedness is that?
No, the part where I felt sorry for Paul, and obviously,
wait, you felt sorry for Paul
once? I sympathized with him once
when he cried and started getting emotional. Is that the only time?
When he said he's depressed.
Yeah,
I didn't feel sorry for him.
When he said he's depressed, I was like, alright, cool. But when it was like, when Chobo was like, they're not, engaging in sexual activity. I was like.
Wait,
the reason why I felt sorry for him is just like, it's like having that information brought out in public is a bit mad. Like,
yeah, but you called her fat on TV. Now what?
Fair enough. But I just felt like because there are situations where men are out there with like low sex drive, innit? So it's a situation where it's like, I get why Chioma's frustrated. She's not wrong for saying what she said, but like if Paul, from what it seems, Paul has a low sex drive. From what it seems,
I don't know how you feel sorry for him at all. Firstly, he came for her multiple occasions. She needs rehab. You need help. Man said she has no self-love because she's asking him for a man to touch her. Now she has no self-love. What kind of...
I don't get that. You're in a relationship. What do you expect her to ask you?
What do you want her to do?
Look, because my thing is, my thing is, you see when it comes to like sex drives and all of that type of stuff, obviously people can be on different wavelengths, innit? So I can sympathize with somebody who's like, listen, I don't want it as much as you want it, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. But I agree with what you're saying, where he was coming for the whole episode, but I just felt like, damn, like especially when it comes to like sex and all that type of stuff, that's very like personal, innit? So airing that information out for the whole YouTube to see, I was like,
okay, I get that. Okay, I get
that was a bit ooh.
It might hurt his ego, but at the same time, this is therapy. You're supposed to be talking about all your problems, so it's right for her to bring that up. The same way he brought up her weight, but he could have said it in a calmer. He could have said it in a more nicer way, but than just saying it like that. It was something like most of the things when I was watching, because this is the first time I'm watching it, so after watching that episode, I was just thinking a lot of the things could have been said prior to this. All they need is good communication. Facts. Because the whole thing about the depression and all that things, you didn't tell her about this stuff. She's even said herself, if you told me about this, I would have changed this, I would have done that. So that's one thing I don't get about people. You build up all these stuff, you have this in your head talking about, I feel like this, I feel like that, but you don't tell them. And then you expect them to know because what? They're connected to you because you're in a relationship.
But that's why I feel that's the fundamental problem with relationships today. You see people, in relationship. This is what I've observed. People, they take people for what they could be rather what they are. A lot of people will see like, I see potential in that person. I hear that you see potential, but you have to address what they are. Who are they? Who is the person that you see right in front of you? Because it's not every day you go into a workshop and build a boyfriend, build a girlfriend. No, you have to accept what's in front of you. And if you don't like what's in front of you, then you shouldn't be with that person. I feel like a lot of the times, and I feel like in Paul and Chioma's relationship, Paul's coming into a relationship and seeing Chioma's okay, but I can make her into what I want her to be. And it's like, you can't do that. Like, you have to take her for what she is. And if she gets better, that's her own. But you didn't wife what she could be. You wifed her. So you have to accept what you see in front of you and say, do you know what? I like what I see in front of me so much that I'm going to wife it. And if she stays this way, I'm cool with it. Obviously, there's little things that she can improve, but that's her decision, not mine.
Oof, I'm sorry, but it was when he basically said that he is the brand and she's a product. Is he okay in his head?
Or was that the first episode?
No, this was like yesterday's one.
Okay.
When he said that basically he's the face of it, like she's the face, but he's the one who controls. And I'm thinking, hold on a second, was she not on BK chat before she met you? Did you not meet her through BK chat basically? Like, let's not do this. This guy should take credit for everything she's done. Is he? And I'm so sorry. That's so disrespectful. She's worked so hard and done her shit. She's put herself out there and all that shit.
I knew her before him.
But see, I didn't even know who the guy was. But I don't get it. A lot of relationships now, well, a lot of relationships always been the guy wants to take full control on the woman. Even if the woman's successful, they still want to have power in the relationship because they feel like if they don't have power, their ego is destroyed. And that's how a lot of guys think, that like a lot of these girls will actually just leave you. Because at the end of the day, you're coming into a relationship thinking, okay, cool, let me try and mold her into this. Let me try and change her into this. Let me try and do this to her. At one point, she's going to be like, this is just draining. I don't want to be in a relationship with this. I want to find somebody that can actually love me for who I am. Like, I just don't get stuff like that.
But then that's where, I feel like I mentioned last episode where I feel like old standards and new standards of relationships have changed. Back in the day, because women didn't have the facilities to work and all that type of stuff, it had to be the man where we control everything, we take care of. We don't live in that world anymore. And I feel like a lot of people, especially like, I don't know about Caribbean, but especially in African mentality, it's always like, listen, I'm the head of the house. I will take ownership of everything and all of that type of stuff, innit? But we can't apply that mentality into 2021 with certain women. There are women out there who want to be housewives, say no more. But Chioma doesn't fit into that category. Do you know what I'm saying? She's a woman that where we know her, she's doing her thing, and she's very visible in the public eye. She's doing her thing. You can't apply old traditional patriarchal standards to that type of woman. But a lot of men want to do that. A lot of men want to take, I want a girl who's clearly doing things on her own, but I want her to be a housewife. It doesn't make sense.
See, they always say that. They want an independent girl. They want this, that. But
you don't know what that comes with.
You don't want that.
But you don't know what that comes with.
Let's not get onto these men right now because in this day and age, it's like, what I've noticed is that everyone has developed into different situations. You know what I mean? Everyone's growing differently. Everyone wants different things in life. And right now, it seems like, I'm not saying all men, but men want a certain type of woman and women want a certain type of men. Personally, I feel like if you two don't want the same things in life, you guys shouldn't be together. Yeah. In honesty, like, so example, the other couple in Blue Fairy, I believe forgot their names, but
Jamal and what's in Deborah, Jamal and Deborah.
You know what? At first, I didn't see the video properly. I saw the clips on this. I thought, what the hell is she chatting about? Chatting bare shit. Like, why you ask man to do all this? But you know what? Yeah, I deeped it. Yeah, and end of the day, and this is what my dad even brought us up. Me and my sister like this is that the way I treat you, I want a man to treat you better. So I set the standards for you. So you can't blame. No one can. I don't understand people are actually getting onto her now. That people are getting onto her because she has standards. Her dad. This is how her dad brought her up. I'm not. Obviously, she doesn't want her boyfriend to be her dad, but he set standard. No. So why if a man treat her like this? Why should she want anything less?
No, but
and there's men that will treat her how her dad treated her. So really, I don't know why she's with him.
No. But that's the point. If you see the thing about standards, is that you have your own standards for yourself, innit? But you have to hold yourself accountable for the standards. The reason why, like, I'm looking at her sideways, like, if this is such a problem for you, like I said, you can't change people. My belief in life is you can't change people. People will be who they be. Yeah. If they want to change, they'll change for themselves. You're with a guy, right? And he's done whatever for you. If that's not enough for you, why are you still there?
Why are you both of each other though? Because he's saying you're doing like I can't do it, and both of you need to separate. Basically, it's only been a 1 year relationship.
Exactly.
How long was it?
1 year. They don't act like it's been 5 years.
For me, the way it sounds, early. The way it for me, obviously I'm biased as a guy, but the way it comes across to me, is it came across as like raw. She's slightly entitled.
Yeah.
And that's based off how she's raised. I can't control that. So for me, I wouldn't necessarily, but I wouldn't necessarily like on the dot. But I wouldn't necessarily. I don't gravitate that type of energy in it. But my man chose to do that, so he has to take responsibility for that. But for me, it looks like she's coming across a bit entitled because it's like my man's doing all of this, all of that, and it's like it's always like you're not doing enough. But when my man asked you, "What are you doing?" she was like, "I don't know. I don't like." Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear it.
It came across because for me in a relationship, my definition of relationship is that two parties putting 100% into a situation, and it seems like from what I see, I don't know the relationship, but from what I see, one party's carrying and one other party's coasting.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome
we
to
got the queen,
the madam.
Show them.
Man, I said, show me how you get down.
Mama says,
swear down. I want to see the baggage.
Oh yeah, there's drinks.
Yeah, please see.
Cause we know nobody driving here. Nobody driving here.
We trying to drink.
Are we driving the boat?
Driving the boat. Yeah, but what I wanted to say is
we're talking about blue therapy, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, entitlement.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of these relationships, they're not compatible.
100%.
Because that's what I'm getting from that Deborah and Jamal.
That's what I thought was
they're
fake.
literally not compatible. Because how are you out here asking for this, he doesn't want to give you this, next thing you're talking about Afro. The Afro Nation thing pisses me off.
I feel like a lot of people switch up in relationships. Like at the beginning, it's all nice and everyone's trying to be like, you know, trying to put the best foot forward, and then when things actually get to a year down the line, that's when the real man starts coming out.
This is why it's actually so hard to find someone that's
genuine.
genuine.
Exactly. So you know, I hate the whole thing where people are like, oh, I gotta wait 6 months for a wife person. No, people can change up any time. You can wait a whole year and you find a new person because you get closer.
Because what people are doing is they're trying to put their best foot forward, but their best foot forward isn't them.
That's what I'm saying.
If their best foot
keep
forward,
going.
Yeah, keep going. No.
Keep going.
Oh yeah,
keep going.
Did it. I'll say stop. The way she's proved it so lightly as well.
It's only 30%.
It's early in the day, guys.
Hey,
yeah, 100%.
We all head up to there.
Yeah, trust me.
We all been going.
This is my third car.
We've been outside. Anyway, we've been outside. But I feel like, you see, relations, people are trying to put their best foot forward, but they're not trying to put themselves forward. People, a lot of the time when it comes to dating, a lot of people are like, oh, let me cater to what the other person likes. But you can only do that so long. You can only cater to the other person so long before your real self comes out.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Why can't you just be your real self from the start, from the get-go? Because it saves you all this hassle of being fake.
Honestly.
Because a lot of people, they get into a relationship and they're like, okay, so this person wants this. Let me put this persona out there because I don't want to show them my real self. Then when it gets down, like, let's say a year into the relationship, you're like, I'm tired. Let me just start acting myself. Next minute, the person's like,
do you know what I'm saying?
That's scary that people do that, you know. That's
Like,
so scary.
I just don't get that. Like, you need to be true to yourself from the beginning. And all these relationships right now, that's why I said, for my 20s, I'm not getting into a relationship. I'm living my life.
Is it now?
You're living
Your
that
whole
life.
20s.
Whole
Collecting
20s.
cheeks I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, but I'm literally. I forgot the camera's on. No, but for real, I'm living my life because I feel like for my 20s, because of lockdown as well, I just want to find myself before I get into a relationship. Because people are getting into relationships without figuring out how their last relationship went bad or figuring out how they love themselves. Because everybody's talking about self-love. Yes, we get self-love is really good, but at the same time, people are not really finding out what they truly love about themselves. That's why they get into a relationship with problems, trust issues,
And they're
all that
using their
stuff.
partner to validate them.
Literally, that's why I say figure out your friendships first before you get into a relationship. Because your friendships and how you act in your friendships, you're gonna act 10 times worse in your relationship.
You see, when it comes to when it comes to relationship, I agree with what Jason's saying. When it comes to relationships, yeah, it's like a lot of the time, like I said, we try to cater to the other partner, but like, what do you want? Who are you? Do you know what you desire? Because when you ask people what they want, yeah, they'll basically go off what Twitter's saying. Oh, I want a man that does. No, you don't. That's not you. That's what other people are saying. And it's like, again, like I said before Ashley came in, you can't go into a workshop and build a girlfriend. Who is it? Who's the girl that's in front of you? Who's the man that's in front of you? What do they stand for? Does it align with what you stand for? If the answer is no, there is no point trying to spend 10 months of your life trying to change this person, because at the end of the day, they're not for you. The person for you, you're going to look at them, and of course you might have minor disagreements, but the person that's for you, you're going to look at them and say that makes sense. A lot of these couples are trying to they like the idea of the person, but the actual person that's in front of them, they don't like. And that's the problem I have with dating. Like, every time everybody's trying to see potential. Cool, potential is cool, but what's in front of me? What's in front of me? I'm not trying to take like a 2 out of 5 for me to a 10 out of 10. No, I'm trying to see a person that I like.
See, that's why we see, like, when we see these influencers get into a relationship, we always think, oh, why they always break up every 2 seconds? But it's like the people that are getting into relationships with them, they see them, they like the way they look, they like the way they carry themselves on social media, but they don't actually know the person.
They like the idea.
Once they find out who the person is, then we understand, okay, that's why you guys are breaking up. A lot of these things are just like, I see you, I like the way you look.
Or it's
I
like
just want to
when
get into a relationship.
I've seen on Blue Therapy where like you see me on social media, you see how I act, and then you try and say, "Oh, now we're in a relationship.
Cool.
Now
You can't do
switch
that
up.
no more."
Now you can't. Excuse me. You met me on this app. You met me like this. Don't expect me to change because I'm in a relationship.
That's exactly
I will
what Paul was
still
doing.
Act the same way.
Exactly.
That man right there.
He is a
I want
demon.
to squeeze his head.
Cool.
I can't. You can't watch him and not get angry.
He.
He's too
That man gets on my
disrespectful.
last nerve.
Talk about it.
Every
Talk
time we
about
go
it.
business, it's every time he's like, okay, so right, Denise, I'm just like, what's he gonna say?
How dare you tell a psychologist what to do? Are you actually stupid? Is this your job?
Denise, listen to this.
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna tell me. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing.
So Denise, she's on Instagram and starts with her friends. Do you think that's acceptable?
And do you know
Or he'd be like,
when-
oh, it's Denise. It's Denise, right? I'm like,
do you know when
So
he's
what's
doing
the
the whole,
success
what do you call
rate?
it?
What's the
Is-
success rate when it comes to the therapy thing?
Nah, please.
It's
that-
when he's
I'm
doing the
punching
preach
you in
and
your face. I'm so
period,
sorry.
all that stuff. You just know he's taking the piss.
Yeah.
100%.
He's taking
That's
the
when I
piss.
started thinking it was fake, innit? Because he was doing too much.
Man
Like,
say,
this can't be real.
Period.
I said,
Like,
period. I
if
said,
he's really
no,
like
it's
this,
not.
Then there's a serious problem.
Yeah.
But
There's a
to be
serious-
honest, there's actually men out there like
And
that.
that is
Yeah,
a problem
100%.
in life.
They have a problem. Literally, they have a problem with power. They want power in a relationship because they don't get it at work.
But-
They don't get it anywhere else.
But the problem, I agree with you, but not even devil's advocate. The other side of the coin is that cool. If look, there's a subset of women that are asking for man like him, where they want man to take over, the finances, the everything, and all so and so. So it's like, if you want an old school man, he's gonna have an old school mentality, and that's Paul. Paul reminds me of uncles.
Yeah.
Where he reminds me of uncles, where uncles want to take
But not
over.
even, because he doesn't even want Gemma to make powder jam.
No, it wasn't even that. It was when he says he came home, he ate and fell asleep.
And fell
That's
asleep.
all.
Yeah, that's what
I tell you. No. And you had to schedule sex.
It's
Nah,
true,
who
that's why she
scheduled
happens.
sex? Nah, she done the most for him, and then man went to sleep.
Man went to sleep.
But
No.
the thing is, the guy he's eating food and he's falling asleep. You're not eating pandy jam. I understand if you're eating pandy jam. Pandy jam will put you to sleep.
It will.
But you're eating normal
if you're eating
food.
pasta or your bland chicken that she says you're eating.
And you're trying to say that that'll put you to sleep.
But that's the thing. You see, when it comes to dating, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, men and women want like, oh, I want my uncle and auntie's love. But you don't know what your uncle and auntie's love came with. Do you know what I'm saying? Your uncle and auntie's love came with, listen, yeah, your uncle paid all the bills, but sometimes uncle told auntie to shut up. And that's the old school relationship. It's the honesty. And that's the thing. I don't desire that for myself, innit? Like, I believe, like, listen, where two people, we're building towards something. We put in what we want to get out. Do you know what I'm saying? But a lot of those old school relationships was very much, listen, I put in everything, you shut up and you say what I want you to say. But a lot of people are desiring those relationships, not knowing what those relationships come with. So I feel like when you go into relationships, know what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
Know what you're willing to sacrifice, because at the end of the day, you may want something, but that something that you want may be something that, boy, you regretting.
Another
in the
thing
future.
is, I feel like he switched up. I don't.
You feel like switched up?
It'd be very hard for me to believe that he was like this in the beginning.
Yeah.
And she still got with him they've been together for 3 years, and he was been like this the whole time. I guarantee for the first year and a half,
He was
not
sweet.
Like
'Cause remember, he was
sweet,
a bit chubby
nice,
as
he
well.
was tender. He was treating
Because
her
how
right,
could he
and
be-
then now he's getting complacent.
Now he's a demon.
Because how can you be in a relationship with someone
he's the
like
biggest
that
arsehole, 100%.
when they were like that from the start? That doesn't
Never.
make sense.
Never.
Makes you question
See,
how
and
she
this is
thinks.
the thing. A lot of people, I'm gonna say this straight on. A lot of guys, they switch up. They try and put this whole image that they want to be, so to get the girl, and then they switch up.
No,
later
100%.
on. That's evil, you know.
100%.
I'm telling you right now, that's
'Cause you
so
tricked
evil.
me.
You literally tricked them.
It's a deception.
All jokes
Exactly.
aside, you're out here saying, "Oh, you're this type of person. You're this type of person." Next minute, you're acting like all them traditional people,
See,
all
that's
the
why-
uncles that we cried about.
Yeah.
That's how you're acting.
See, that's why I obviously, like, the girl was named Deborah. I have a problem with what she was saying, but at the same time, I feel like I understand where she's coming from in terms of, like, at the beginning you were doing all of this, buying me gifts, taking me there, and then now you want to switch up, and it's like, you started one way and now you're switching up and nothing's been said. Like,
No.
I feel like he's trying to
obviously
win
her
her
point of
over.
view isn't like,
Yeah,
he's trying to save for a house with priorities.
Yeah, I
like,
heard that.
But at the same time, I do understand where she's coming from. Of like, there's been a switch up and I don't like.
But
it.
it's like, what do you call it? Is at the start, I get it. At the start of every relationship, you're trying to win the person over. You're trying to
Yeah.
get into their good book. So it's
And now you
understandable
have
that he
them.
was doing all of that. So now that you have them, is obviously you're gonna die down. But me personally, I'll try and win you over, and then once I got you, that's not gonna stop.
But don't do
You gotta
something.
try
But
to
don't do
keep
something that you
her
can't
I mean,
keep up.
exactly, yeah.
If you can't keep up,
'Cause
don't
me-
carry
you
on.
Start as you mean to carry on.
Exactly.
Because me
If you don't
personally,
start buying me Gucci.
personally, when I'm in a relationship, I'll be buying you gifts. I'll be doing nice things for you because that's how I am. I love to be a person that just
100%.
gives you gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I'll ever switch off because that's just my character.
But let me ask you this: you're someone who loves to give gifts, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like, if I'm with someone, I like to please my partner. But how long can you keep pleasing your partner and receive nothing back?
Oh wait, she didn't give him nothing back.
So from the
That's another. That's
from
another.
the
Yeah.
from the
Give him
context
In that one point, I agree with
from
her. Everything else I
from
don't
what
agree
from
with.
what I understand from the relationship here, from what he's saying is like,
So it's just receive.
I've done this,
Yeah.
I've done that, I've done this, but
She's
it's
not
like,
doing anything.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's where the conversation of like, what do you bring? Obviously, what you bring to the table is a bit techie, but the conversation of what you bring to the table comes through. Because like, listen,
That question.
a relationship, I want to give to you. I want, if I'm with you, I want to make you happy. But at the same time, yeah, I've got to think about me. Like, it's gonna come to a point of like, okay, I'm doing all this for you and I love you and I care about you, but at the same time, I'm a human being that needs affection. Like, what are you doing for me?
James, I 100% hear what you're saying, but at the same time, like she was saying, that's what she was brought up with. It's literally learned behavior. She was never learned to give something back.
Her dad treated her like a
her dad
princess.
treated her like a princess, and that's what she wants to be. Wants to continue to be is princess treatment, and obviously, it actually a real thing. Learned behavior has a big impact on everybody's lives. Yeah,
And
so
she's like 25, 20.
Yeah, like,
grown woman.
this is
And she's never had a
this is
boyfriend.
ingrained into her. This
Exactly.
This is not changing.
Why shouldn't we
that's
be
the thing,
surprised?
You need to know who you're with. If you don't like it, then that's your
Dip.
business.
No,
It's only
but
been
at
a
the
year.
same time,
But at the same time-
at the same time, as parents, you need to understand.
But
There
you
comes
take
to
over
a
their
point.
parents
There
then.
comes to a point where you have to understand that your children are gonna be going into relationships thinking this is how life works.
I'm saying?
So then
That
it's
you're
her
just gonna
parents'
be
fault, not hers.
giving.
Fuck her
So I
dad.
would say
Then.
personally, her dad was in the wrong.
Yeah.
Her dad was in the wrong for just always. She had a car, but he was still picking her up.
Huh?
Please.
Yeah,
You
that
had a car and you're still getting picked up by your
You
father.
better take the
So
train.
it's stuff like that. You're getting treated like a princess. Yes, that's nice. Your father's treating you like a princess. Thank God that your father's in your life. But at the same time, you need to understand once you get to a certain age, you have to have independence.
Yeah, and the thing is, I feel like you need to not put your experiences on other people. Like just
Exactly.
because that was your experience, that doesn't mean that now every man in your life has to buy you Gucci, has to take you home everywhere. No, they're not gonna do that.
Because I'm
They're
telling you
not your
right
dad.
now, like, not everybody has Gucci money.
If you want a Gucci man,
you
go
can
for
settle
Gucci
with
man.
Primark.
For a house,
No,
he doesn't
and
have
I said
Gucci
And the
money.
thing is,
Yeah,
yeah,
you will settle with Primark.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you will.
No, we ain't.
the thing is,
Okay, maybe
relatively,
River Island.
Okay, River Island. Okay.
River Island.
River Island, they're gonna get closed down. real soon.
relativity is very important. Yeah, you have to understand it when it comes to dating. The things you're asking for is the person you're dating. Like, can they provide that? It makes no sense if my man, yeah, if you're dating a guy who earns a decent salary, let's say 40k a year, you ask him to Birkin bag you. Like, it doesn't make
Ask them
sense.
for that.
Birkin
They did.
is
I'm saying in
No,
general.
okay,
innit?
okay.
Can I just say something?
I'm just saying in general.
Can I just say something about
Sexification,
Birkin?
whatever the thing is.
Birkin bags are so ugly.
Thank
anyway.
you.
I don't want my wife to have that. No, I'm sorry.
you know what I'm saying?
A
Buy me
Birkin
Chanel.
bag.
Don't buy me Birkin.
That bag is
Buy me
crazy.
But like, you have to like.
You can have a telf
You
or
can't-
whatever you call it. What do you call it? A
I
telf?
love those
Yeah.
bags so much.
You can get
Give me a
there,
telf.
but a
They're
Birkin
owned.
bag.
Yeah.
no.
Give me a Chanel.
You
That's
can't
cool.
date a guy, yeah, and then criticize him for doing something that's not within his means.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
guy and the guy's perspective as well. You can't date a girl that's accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and if you know you can't meet it, don't do it to yourself.
100%.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a.
But then that's
it's a-
his fault then for starting.
Yeah.
No, it's
Like,
a conflict.
pursuing
No,
her.
but it's
Exactly.
a conflict of both expectations. I'll tell
Yeah.
you why. Because when you're talking to someone, you're gonna discuss like, okay, what do you do for a living? Right? Both parties here should know that. Listen, the girl should know that. Listen, this guy. Listen, I know what I need. I can't force this guy to be doing all types of higgy haggerness to meet my expectations. As a guy, you should know, listen, I can't lie, this girl's accustomed to a certain lifestyle. It's not for me. It's okay in life to say, do you know what? You want to do what you want to do? I wish
Can
you
we-
nothing but happiness, but that's not for me.
Yeah. Can we talk about him training the ex, please? Because
No, I was just me. I was like,
Wait,
no,
hold
I'm
on,
not
hold
allowed
on.
with that. I'm not
I
allowed
wanted
with
to-
that.
Wait, before you guys go into that conversation, I just wanted to say one more thing. I just wanted to say this is why you people need to get into relationships with like-minded people.
Exactly.
You cannot get into relationships with people that you be clashing every single day. Me personally, I do not understand how people can stay in relationships like that.
there's
One
just
is
war in
saying
your
this,
household every day.
another person saying left, another person saying right, another saying up and down. I'm just like, I do not understand that. If this, me personally, I've said this before. If I get into a relationship, I want to gift the person. I don't want to gift it because they told me to gift you.
You want to gift it
I
out
want
of
to
your
gift
own
it
heart.
out of the love of my heart. I'm literally me as a person. I'll be like, a Friday will come. I'll be like, let me get a present for my sister or something.
Makes
That's
sense.
literally what happened. I went to Oxford Street and I was like, I'm gonna get some earrings for my
Talk
sister.
about it.
I literally wanted to go out my way to get earrings. I hate being told to get something because
Imagine if
I
your
know
girl was like,
myself.
Jason, you're not dating enough. When's
I'll
the
be
last
like,
time you bought
They
me a
won't do it
Chanel
at
bag?
all.
First of all, you can walk out the door because
Good
I'm
set.
tired. I am
Yeah,
tired.
like, mind your turn.
You're not gonna do that to me.
Mind your turn.
Literally, exactly.
You're not
Mind
dating
your
enough.
tone.
You're not what?
So what I'm gonna say?
A real man with a Chanel bag me like a
Yeah,
weekend.
okay.
get a real man. Okay, not a real man for you.
And a real woman will walk out the house right
No,
now.
I'll be like, can you Chanel
Leave.
yourself?
A lie?
Literally, that's the thing.
Can you Chanel yourself?
No, but the thing is, people be getting into relationships and they know the budget that people have. They know how much people are working. Like they
But the
know
thing is, even
everything.
if your man has that budget, cool. That man's money is not your money, for number one. Number two, if you don't have that money yourself, don't be expecting nobody to gift you and do all this for you if you
Fam.
can't do it for yourself.
Like, you
They're
know
not
the
even
job.
Chanel
married.
yourself is
But-
better.
but-
You literally, you know the
better
job
to
that they're
Chanel yourself.
working,
But what
but you're
about-
asking for Birkin bag. You're
What
asking
about
for
the
Chanel.
girl? Yeah, what about the
Are
girl?
you mad?
What about the mentality that's out there? It's like, but a real man would,
do you
take
mean a
care
real
of his
man?
woman.
They're taking a piss.
Real man
Sorry.
would take care of his woman.
Girl, take
Man
care of
said-
yourself.
Did she
say
Take
that?
care of yourself.
Huh?
Did she say that?
Bruv, how many girls on Twitter say that?
No,
a
but
real
the
man would
thing
take
is-
care of their women.
No, but
The
no.
thing is, that is true. However, you
Yeah.
can't put your trust in somebody to take care of you like 100%. You need to take care
Especially
of yourself.
financially.
But the thing is,
Take care of
people are
yourself.
thinking take care means buy me this,
Buy me
buy me
this.
that. taking care of someone is more than that. It's not materialistic. You can take care of someone by loving them, by showing something. Like
Yeah, by
literally,
being open,
my wife comes home
emotional,
from
like,
work.
yeah.
She's tired. Oh, let me put on a movie for her. Let me set up a picnic for her in the living room.
sounds
That
like
is taking care of someone. It's not every day you have to be materialistic about everything. That's what I hate about this generation so much. Everybody has to be buying this, buying that. That is not taking care of someone. If you keep buying people this, they're just gonna keep expecting this from you. Legit. So at the end of the day, all we have to do is just taking care of someone, is just showing that you love them. It's the same way you treat your mom, the same way you treat your dad, the same way you treat your siblings. That's literally taking care of them.
100%.
I'm not buying anything for you. I ain't got time for that.
What?
See what you just said about seeing like showing someone you love them.
Literally,
The
that's taking care.
smallest thing. Was that not all Chioma was asking for? From
Literally.
Paul?
But he's
And
making-
man said
Paul's
you have
making
no
a big deal.
self-love.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you love yourself? You need to
Pardon?
heal.
But see, this is the people you need to
So
stay
if I
away
love myself,
from.
why am I with you if you are not gonna love me?
That's the
Lie.
only
That
thing.
doesn't make any sense.
Because you see, yeah, and then
Silly
you see,
people,
I don't,
man.
not to generalize, but I'm gonna say, you see a lot of African men, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time, yeah.
Hey,
what I've
Jesus.
seen within African man them community is that
They disgraced us.
a lot of man them, yeah, prioritize but I put food on your plate, no, but I pay for this, no, but it's like they don't prioritize the actual emotional sides of
Literally,
relationships.
every time she would say something, he'd be like, "Oh, but my client. Oh, but this. Go marry your client then."
Do you know what I'm
Legit.
saying?
You
It's
love
like
your client so much.
a
Go
lot
marry your
of
client.
legit.
a lot of people, yeah, take the term as providing, yeah, and
Yeah.
forget the emotional component to the relationship. You providing is fine, it's cool, it's great. But at the end of the day, a relationship is an emotional connection between A and B. If the emotional connection is lacking, at the end of the day, you're just providing a service. You're providing a financial service to that person. You're not in a relationship. You're just providing that girl money and food. A relationship is sustained by the emotional connection that two people have. If you can't fulfill your end of that bargain, why are you in a relationship with that girl? And why are you upset that that girl is complaining?
No, but the thing is, like, all these stuff, when you deep it, is like, if you can't provide for someone, get out of a relationship. Go to a brothel or something.
And the
Find
thing
your
is, like, she's
find your love
asking for
there.
the Chioma was asking for the bare
Minimum.
Y'all niggas got me hot.